What's going on, YouTube? It's James with ChiHammer Fantasy Battle Reports, and it's finally here, round 5 of Memorial Day Mayhem Massacre. Now, if you guys didn't catch round 1 through 4, we had a huge loss, a tie or a small loss, a big win, big win, big win, and now we are at the round 5, and we're in second place. We are actually neck and neck against CGL Team A, which is Wargaming from the Balconies group. Now, we already beat CGL Team 1, which was Phil Blake's team, and this is the single matchup that is like, it's pretty tough, because I think, first of all, looking at our lists going against them, we have one great matchup, a couple decent matches, but then they have a lot of people who is just really hard to deal with. Now, for the most part, we wanted Jesse to play against Brad, which is the demon player. Now, the night before, we were looking at the list, and what we've been doing is we've been usually give Irby to the guy who's probably going to be the biggest, the hardest opponent to deal with. So this team actually has 3 opponents that are really hard to deal with. One is Brad with the demon list. 2 is Gene, and the reason I say Gene is because Gene has already beat Phil Carl's tree army before with this current Empire list that he has. So I didn't want to run that risk, you know. And then I think that Jesse, even though he would do okay against Gene, I think Gene has enough potential to run around Jesse all day with all the knights. And then the third death trap is basically the vampire hordes, and the vampire player guy, vampires is such a hard list to deal with unless you have enough to grind it down, which I believe myself and Phil have. It's just going to be a game of who plays it better. So again, they have 3 opponents that are really devastating. The only player that they have that isn't overpowering is their ogre player, who has I think it's actually Gene's son. If not, he has Gene's last name, which is coincidental. But he has a lead belcher list, and it's like 16 lead belchers or some shit crazy. It's ridiculous. So this is one of those matches that was just every single player was going to be a tough matchup for us. So this is how the cards played. I was thinking about it all night, and while we were thinking about it the night before, Joel Flint, who's on Team USA, was like, James would do great against Brad. And I'm thinking to myself, like, no, I really don't think so. I really don't. Here's the goal: is Brad has flaming cannons. Brad will destroy Grandmaster Phil, Tree Master Phil, because trees are flammable. The cannons will fuck him up, and he has 3 monsters in his list. Okay, so I was already thinking of if we throw Phil first. We throw Phil first because we have the higher points. They give us 2 opponents, and as long as one of them is not Brad, we give Phil whoever he wants, basically. Then what we were hoping was they would throw down somebody in Brad, and we would force Brad onto Jesse. That didn't happen. They threw Brad down the same time we threw Phil down. So I was like, all right, cool. We'll give him Jesse, and then I had this super confidence that I could probably take him if I focus on him, right? So we gave him Jesse and myself, and he chose me, of course. So that left Irby to Gene, and it left Jesse to Brandon, which that's how the cards laid out. So anyways, let's go over my list really quick. We got myself, we got 30 cave goblins with bows and fanatics. We got 36 common goblins with bows, 3 shady gits, and then the BSB and the level 4 pyromancer. We got King Koopa, the 1-up 4-up Goblin King, the Mother Flower. I'm not going to swear it right now. I'll swear it later, but not right now. Guys, I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible, too, because I do have another appointment, and I always make round 5 like an hour long, which I'm not trying to make it an hour long. Anyways, I got 30 Black Orcs here, El Negro Orcs, and then we got the guy in the middle, which is my Warboss General, Warboss Juggertooth. We got another 30 Cave Goblins, Bows, and Fanatics. We got the Space Rock Coast to Coast, and then we got the last round MVP Crom. Alright, so magic, I got Scorching Salvo, Flaming Swords, Pyroclastic Flow, and Enveloping Embers. Now, Flaming Swords is the one spell I really wanted. Now we're going to go ahead and deploy, and I go ahead and I deploy in a corner like so. And we're going back and forth, back and forth. I think he deployed. No. He deployed everything. He you know, it's how demon players work. He has an all wrath monolith. We'll go over that in a second. So he deployed first. So I deployed in the corner, and I actually try to use this hill to my advantage. I put Crom back here because I want to use Crom more than I want to use the Space Rock. Space Rock's about to die. I know it. So what I did is, right where I put the Space Rock, she's getting blocked from one of the cannons, but not the other cannon. So at least she'll take the first hit and live, and I'll be able to advance her in the next round, and then move Crom out afterwards. Anyways, I'm getting blown up on the messages. Alright, so let's go over his list really quick. So on the left you can see there's Big Papa Billy right there. Billy on the left, he is a Scourge of Wrath, and then in the middle is this giant block of like 30 what are they called? Slaughterers, slayers, sword bastards, I don't know. Something like that. But whatever they are, they're the freaking 30 guys in the middle. They have freaking lethal strike. These guys are just nasty. I think they are slaughterers. He has his BSB on the corner. As you can see, his BSB is a Harbinger of Wrath. Then he has this thing that is called the War Altar. And the War Altar, or the Altar of Death, I got it here. Oh, they are slaughterers. Altar of Slaughter, there it goes. Altar of Blood. Basically, it gives like frenzy, it gives like a bunch of other shit, as well as being a chariot. Has just a shit ton of attacks for the people that are on there. It is ridiculous. For 390 points, it's tough 6. Tough 6, but only 4 wounds. It's possible to kill it before it gets to combat, but it's not bloody likely with 3 up, 5 up. It's basically a character. Jesus Christ. Right next to it is 2 Hell Cannons, a unit of Furies, and then a unit of Juggernauts, and then over here another unit of Slaughterers, and a unit of Hellhounds. So, as you can see, he took first turn, and he just marches up. Now, I lined up where... I'm going to stop right here. This is Demons turn 1. Demons turn 1. I lined up like so because I saw where he put his giant horde, and there was a field right in between him and myself. So I put myself this way, so if he marches, he's going to march right on the field. If you guys don't know, it's a trap. Alright. So that was one of my goals right now. The other thing too is the fact that he put Billy so far out on the flank. It kind of gives me some leeway to shoot for the round or two. Then he puts his Furies right in front of his Slaughterers, thinking that it would distract my -1 to shoot, but or my shooting. But I have volley fire, so I'm able to shoot him no problem. It's not going to be a big deal. And basically, that's how it looks. It's like that's pretty much how he moves up. He kind of keeps the other guys kind of far back because Coop's keeping them in line over there. And then the cannon's going to go ahead and start off his shooting phase. So the Hell Cannon shoots the spider and puts on 4 wounds, and it's going to start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 1. Orcs and Goblins turn 1. I moved the Space Rock this way. I should have moved up. I honestly, thinking back about it, I should have just moved the Space Rock up extremely aggressive so he did charge me. But I kind of left it like this, figuring that he was going to shoot me for another round. And then I moved Crom out from behind the hill, out of the line of sight of Billy. But that way, if Billy comes in, Crom could go ahead and get a flank. Alright? That would just help me with combat res, hoping that he doesn't shoot Crom. Alright? I moved Koopa up, knowing Koopa's about to get charged, but basically I'm trying to get the fact that I don't want the Juggernauts hitting me in a turn or two, because the Juggernauts could really pose a big issue. Right now I need to whittle down how many Slaughterers he has, since basically Slaughterers only have like a 5-up armor, 5-up board. So Magic Phase, I got 6 power dice. First thing I do is I do a Ruby Ring right into those fields, and I kill 5 guys. He's like, ah, shit. He saw what I did. I was like, oh, I'm re-rolling wounds. You're in the fields. You're flammable. Let's go ahead and do this. So I go ahead and this is the one I really wanted to get off. I got off Flaming Swords, and he dispelled it. He made sure he dispelled it. So I go ahead. I try to do the bubble and everything. So I go ahead and shooting. I'm going to shoot these Cave Goblins into the fields, kill off 2 of those Slaughterers. I shoot the Common Goblins in there. I kill off another 2 Slaughterers. I shoot these guys into them, and I kill off another Slaughterer. And as you can see, I took out the whole back row. 10 dead Slaughterers, and it's going to go ahead and start off his turn. Turn 2. So, turn 2, he charges his Altar of Slaughter into Koopa. I know it doesn't look like he has the angle, but we measured it. He had the angle on me, which is fine. Basically, everybody Koopa's looking at is a front arc. So, he has to charge Koopa in the front, so he only charges the Altar of Slaughter into him. He charges Billy into my cave goblins, not knowing that I had the unruly rule, hoping that I would panic and fall off the table. I stick. And I'm going to go ahead and try to stand and shoot, I believe, and nothing really happens to Billy. Over here, he does try to charge the Space Rock, but he fails that charge, and he fails Billy's charge. The only one that got in was the Slaughter, Altar of Slaughter, which forced his Juggernauts to reform and try to walk around him. This is going to be a very iffy situation here. He did move up his Hellhounds on the right side. His cannons are both going to line up towards Crom now. Holy crap, that was a giant thunderbolt I just saw. Alright, shooting phase, he shoots at the Space Rock and kills it. What the flying fuck? Like, you couldn't even do, like, the you know, roll to wound, you get one, or roll to wound, you wound it, and then you only do one wound, not freaking 4. Jesus Christ. The other one shoots at Crom, but misses, and basically that's how it looks. As you can see, he put his Furies in front of my face to chaff up my Black Orcs from charging in, and then over here, close combat, impact hits, does nothing. He rolled like a 1, and he just flubbed. Then he goes ahead and he swings. Koopa swings, and Koopa goes whack with the Obsidian Sword and does 1 wound onto the altar. I'm like, good job, Koopa. Now Koopa actually has even combat res. He has a charge, and I did a wound, so we're even. So he goes ahead and he swings, and he gets 5 fucking hits, 5 wounds. 1 is a lethal strike, and I ward saved everything. He was just like, are you fucking kidding me? And I was like, Koopa, you fat bastard, clog the hole, Koopa, clog the hole. So it's going to go ahead and start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. Oh my god, guys. I'm going to warn you right now. I'm going to scream. You don't know whose name I'm going to scream, but it's going to go ahead in 3, 2, 1. Crom! Crom is charging in. Now, he did charge in Billy. He was hoping that Billy got in, but now that Billy failed the charge, he goes ahead and he moves. He moves it so I cannot charge the flank of his Slaughterer. So I charge Crom into his Bloodthirster. The whole goal here is either to tie him up or to accidentally kill him. I'm hoping that I get 3 impact hits, do 3 wounds, and I do a crush attack and kill the bastard. Alright? That's what I'm hoping. Accidentally. Alright? Or I just charge and get a flank and he doesn't do enough wounds and he's going to freaking lose combat res and just start to crumble a bit. I'm hoping Crom does something because there's no way I could chaff a flying Bloodthirster. There's just no way I could do it. So Crom's going in, Crom gets in. I charge Black Orcs into the Fury, and what I do is I actually move the Goblins up in front of his Slaughterers, because now I know that Billy's going to be in trouble for a turn, and I'm going to be able to throw out my Fanatics, right? So Magic Phase, got Ruby Ring, I kill off 1 guy, go ahead and I do a regular Pyro Flow, kill off 3 more, then I go ahead, and that was it for Magic. We're going to shoot, I release the Cownado. The Cownado goes through, the other Goblin goes through, only kills 3 guys. I contemplated throwing them into Billy, but since Billy's tied up with Crom, it was kind of like I'm losing hits there. I might as well use them where I want to get rid of this unit before Billy gets in, basically. I go ahead and I have to release them on this side because the Furies are making me release them. So I throw him this way, expecting that he's going to try to go for my flank of my Cave Goblins. If he gets into my flank, at least he'll take 2 Fanatics, more or less. Over here shooting, I'm going to go ahead and shoot at him with these freaking Cave Goblins. I end up killing off 3 of them. And then over here with the Common Goblins, I go ahead and I shoot and I kill off 2 more. As you can tell, this unit is just dying. Oh shit, the BSB didn't shoot. BSB shoots, kills a couple more. He only has 4 guys left and a BSB left. And I'm like, alright, here we go. So, starting off strong, we're going to go into the Crom combat. Crom goes in. I do 2 impact hits. 2 wounds on the impact hits. He freaking ward saved them both. I think he armor saved them both, to be honest. Now he swings, he gets freaking like 7 or 8 attacks. He swings, he misses a couple, he rerolls because he's hating me, and he gets off a bunch, but I'm T8, so that means he's wounded me on that first round of combat on 4s. He goes ahead and he rolls it. He racks up 4 wounds, exactly average. 8 hits, 8 swings, 4 wounds, exactly average. Now I go for my crush attack and I fucking roll a 1. I fucking whiff. It was worth a shot, but now, god damn it, I have a charge, a flank, and a big flank, so I have 3 combat res. I didn't do a goddamn wound. He did 4 back. I lose combat. Now, here's the one mistake I made. Is technically I should be stubborn or steadfast because he's flying and I'm a monster rank. But I roll it, I fail, I run, and he decides not to chase. He's going to shoot me off in another turn, and he just continues looking this way. That sucks. That really sucks. I was hoping to, honestly, just even a wound or two. Just 1 wound or 2, or just hold him for a turn. But if you ask me to do this again, I will do it again. I don't think it was a bad play. It's a different play. It's interesting, but I would have been able to pick off the rest of his slaughterers if he was held up for a turn. And it was just, I think it was just unlucky. He made 2 ward saves, and I missed the freaking crush attack. I mean, the crush attack is basically my cannon. It's basically, will I hit on a 5 or 6 because that guy is like weapon skill 10 or some shit. But it just, yeah, that's basically what happened. Anyways, over here. Close combat, I rip apart the Furies. Over here, this son of a bitch. I should have done this combat before I did the Furies, to be honest. Because you're going to see what's going to happen. He does 1 wound onto Koopa. Lethal strike. I go ahead and I attack back. First off, I fear him. And then I miss. I whiff like a motherfucker. He wins combat. I run. And he basically doesn't have to chase because he's only frenzy on the charge. So he turns to face the flank of my orcs. That sucks. That sucks big time. And it's going to start off his turn. Demon's turn 3. Demon's turn 3, he charges these guys into Koopa, which causes Koopa to run through my black orcs, through my goblins, off the fucking table. That sucks. Alright. Over here, he charges the flank of my orcs with the hellhounds behind me and the chariot on the flank. He charges Billy into my black orcs, and he charges his slaughterers into my black orcs. And pretty much everybody gets in, I think. I think everybody made that charge. So, oh no, Billy failed. Billy failed. Okay, that's cool. I can live with that. Alright, so he gets in like so. Everybody's in. He only has 4 guys there. He has the hellhounds there. He has freaking his blood chariot over there. Now, what's going on here? Oh, he's gonna go into shooting phase. Shooting phase. He shoots this cannon. It misfires. The other cannon misses, or might have put on a couple wounds onto this guy, but didn't really matter. Over here, close combat, impact hits, or I challenge. He accepts with his champion. I was trying to kill his BSB because his BSB was hanging off to the edge. He made way anyways, so he takes it with the champ. Zod, I believe, kills, or Juggertooth kills that champ, no problem. Impact hits, kills off a bunch of my guys. Freaking guys going everywhere from freaking slaughterers and slaughters on chariots and freaking hellhounds. He kills off a bunch of my guys, like 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 of my black orcs. Jesus Christ. I swing back, but since I'm only so wide, I'm only getting so many attacks, and I only kill off like 1 or 2 guys. I don't even kill off the rest of his slaughterers. He wins combat, but I'm gonna stick there because I'm stubborn. But it just sucks. I can't even reform because these are my flank. And it's gonna go ahead and start off. Oh, and he charged he overran with the hellhounds into my cave goblins. Nobody's dead there. I don't know why one guy's dead. I think he just fell off the tray. But he overruns into my cave goblins because he's no longer in combat. And it's going to go ahead and start off turn 3 orcs and goblins. Yeah, turn 3 orcs and goblins. So this sucks. This really sucks. First off, my fanatic blows up in the tree. This fanatic blows up in the fields. There wasn't much moving. So Magic Phase got, I think, 9 power dice. I go ahead and I do a Scorching Salvo. It does nothing for damage. I go ahead and I do a Flaming Swords bubble, and he stops it. Over here, close combat, I challenge his BSB. His BSB accepts, right? And I'm expecting to destroy this guy. What happens? I only get 1 fucking wound off. Just 1 fucking wound. He goes ahead and he starts killing off my Black Orcs here. My Black Orcs put on another wound onto him. But he somehow sticks. He doesn't really take any damage from the combat res. He has a flank a BSB, a wound. I have a rank, a banner, and a wound. So it's a tie. Maybe I won by one and he just stuck. Over here, close combat, he just destroys a couple cave goblins. I'm going to stick on steadfast for a while on these guys, but basically that's how it looks. And it really sucks. I can't really do shit. My shooting didn't do shit. Like, nothing happened. Just nothing happened good on my turn. The one thing I do happen to do is I started to move my common goblins out of behind the black orcs. I know the juggernauts are coming in. I know Billy's coming in, but those common goblins could get me a lot of combat res and hold steadfast for a while. So it's going to happen. It's going to start off Demon's turn 4, I think this was. So he's charging Billy in. He's going to try to... He couldn't charge the juggernauts in. We talked about this. Technically, the cave goblins are chaffing his juggernauts. So he has to charge the cave goblins, and if he tries to, he can't make his bloodthirster go over to that side if the juggernauts go in. So he has to go to this corner on this side. So he's going to go ahead and charge both the juggernauts and the chariot into the cave goblins, and he gets in like so, and I think the chariot failed. He starts aiming this guy. It's a Crom. He shoots into Crom. He kills fucking Crom. Jesus Christ. Crom rallied, by the way. Alright. Over here, close combat, he kills more of my cave goblins. Still going to be steadfast. Over here, he kills a shit ton of my cave goblins. I am not steadfast, but I think I just stick. I don't recall. Oh! It was because he was too wide. He only had 2 wide, and then I stuck on the steadfast, and he reformed to be 3 wide. That's what happened. Over here, close combat, I finally kill this fucking BSB, but unfortunately, that leaves freaking Papa Billy here just free to kill Black Orcs, and he just destroys a shit ton of my Black Orcs. That stupid guy on the corner is still fucking me up, so I can't even reform to get, like, in better position to attack Billy, and Billy's just touching one guy. I only have 1 guy left, which is just so happens to be my champ, and I'm going to get my ass kicked. Alright? So, but on the good news, I think this was his turn, so let's go start off my turn, Orcs and Goblins turn 4. And here's the Hail Mary. Here is the Hail fucking Mary. Alright? I charged my common goblins into the flank. This is what I've been waiting for. This is it. This is the one turn I've been waiting for. Okay? I'm going to charge into the flank. I have a charge, a big flank. I have a banner, a war banner, a freaking BSB, 3 ranks, and then hopefully Zod kills that fucking chariot on the side, which will be 2 wounds, alright? And he'll have a max of 4 fucking wounds onto whoever the poor chump is that's going to take him, right? So, I charge in, I get in. Holy fuck, this is going to work, guys. This has to work. I'm going to pop his fucking Billy right now. Magic phase, I got 12 dice. He stops everything, or I fail ridiculously. Okay, sorry, that was just, I heard some noises. Anyways, I thought something like fell off the ceiling. What am I hearing? Might be a leak. Anyway, sorry. So I get in, right? I challenge. Now, I challenge with, I thinking back about this, I don't think it was a bad challenge. I could have challenged with Zod this time, because I would have parry, and I would have regen saves. So he's going to miss half, and I might save half, and I'll probably live. The problem is I'm risking my general to a thunderstomp, and then if he wins big, he wins big. So I give him my champ out of my goblins. My goblin champ has parry. Same deal. He still gets 4 wounds off. He kills him. Whatever, right? His chariot attacks my champion, kills my Black Orc champion. My guy goes back with a great weapon, might I add, because this thing's fucking tough. 6. Kills this guy. Or does 1 wound onto him. Alright? He loses combat. He loses combat. He has a flank and 5 wounds. So he has 6 combat res. I have 1 wound, charge, big flank, 3 banners, 3 ranks. I have 10. So So I'm winning by combat by 4. This motherfucker rolls snake eyes. Are you kidding me? His chariot, I believe his chariot actually blows up. But his bloodthirster's alive, and this is going to be really nasty because over here on this side he destroys the rest of my goblins, and he just reforms to look at my other goblins, and it's going to start off turn 5. Oh my god, here's where it gets ugly. Charges everything into the common goblins now, and he's going to get him with everything, of course. Not only that, but now if I challenge, he's going to accept with one of the juggernauts, which I think it's his turn, so he challenges with the juggernaut to begin with. So these guys are moving up on this side. Impact hits only kills one guy. He challenges with the juggernaut, kills my shady kit, does 3 wounds, kills fucking, this is ridiculous. He goes in and swings with all his bloodthirster attacks onto Zod, or Juggertooth, excuse me. Goes in, I do hand weapon shield, and he goes, well, I'm strength whatever, you're not getting armor. I'm like, I know, but I'm just getting parry, and that's all I really want is the parry. So he goes ahead and he swings, he gets 3 wounds, specifically 3 wounds off, and I fail all 3 regens, and I died. Ah, shit! And then he just starts going to town and ripping apart my goblins. My goblins stick. It's going to start off my turn 5. Orcs and goblins turn 5. The fanatics are dying. Magic, I got 11 power dice. I try to do a flaming swords. He stops it. I challenge with the shady git. He kills the shady git. Does 2 wounds. He kills my pyromancer, and then he goes ahead. And some lucky goblin, maybe like 1 out of the freaking group, gets a fucking wound off on Billy. 1 fucking wound off on Billy. Who the fuck did it? I don't know, but that goblin should be promoted to a shady git, because who the fuck got 1 wound off on Billy? It wasn't a shady git. It wasn't my BSB. Oh man, he starts to rip me apart, and I believe I run. Now this is the bottom of 5. Alright? The objective is hold the center. Alright? He fails to restrain, and he chases my goblins. Now, I don't think it hit him. It dawned on him at first when it happened. He was like, whatever, I'm going to chase him anyways because he wants to get, like, that's the rest of my army. I'm dead. He basically has me tabled. The only thing is I killed his BSB and all his slaughterers, which is a good chunk of points. Alright? So, he automatically says, oh yeah, it's a 20-0, right? And I go, no, it's not. And he goes, why not? I go, because nobody's in the center. It's going to be my turn 6. I have nothing to do, so it'll be his turn 6, and he'll turn around and walk, but he doesn't even have a musician, so he'll just turn, and he has nobody in the center of the table, so I'll at least get those 3 points. Then we do the math on all the points, and I ended up getting 1 point. So I have a total of 4 points! My brother heard me say that, and the funny part is, when I go over the team points, you'll see what the real funny point is. Which I'll just cut to the chase right now. We won 3rd place, beating the team right behind us by 4 points. Which are those 4 fucking points. My brother's like, if you didn't do that, we would have lost. We would have lost 3rd. I was like, I know. That's crazy. But man, that sucked. It really sucked. It was, you know, I've been focusing on bloodthirster lists for so long. I've been focusing on how to deal with them, how to whatever. I mean, the goblin unit did what they were supposed to do. Crom did what he was supposed to do. I just cracked my voice. But Crom did what he was supposed to do. It just didn't fucking work. Let's go over what the army's done, and basically we're going to go over the placement of my units. Crom actually is the LVP of the tournament. He got 7th place, even though he won my last game for me with a big 20-0 victory. That was his only huge game, and it only netted him 1,040 points. I do believe that, between the A-Rock, or the Space Rock, and Crom, it was kind of overkill. I do believe that Crom is useful and has its synergy. It's like Rufus for LT, for Lord Tremendous. It's basically, he is a support character that can do damage, but he's not a damaging character. which is fine. I'm totally okay with that. I play a lot more games with him recently, and I appreciate what he can do. He's going to still be on my list, even though he's the LVP. So is this next bastard, King Koopa. King Koopa got 6th place, got 1,200 points. He's only had about 1 or 2 good games, and then after that, he kind of flubbed everywhere. Going into 5th place goes to the Space Rock, which I thought the Space Rock would be a lot higher on the list, but she just didn't do so hot, and it was bad. A bad list on my part. I shouldn't have played the Space Rock. I was kind of just playing with the fact that I wanted to do a devastating charge with all the goblins on top. But thinking back about it, like I probably would have been better off using this on chariots or war machines or something else. Which I really like my next list that I made out of this. Bazooka and the Horde ended up in 4th place, very respectably, 2,050 points. Followed by the Cave Goblins. Now, the Cave Goblins actually got more points, but there are also 60 of the Cave Goblins, where there's only about 30 of the or about 40 of the Bazooka and the Horde. So, Cave Goblins had more opportunities to earn those points, which they did. 2nd place goes to, which I really want to give this guy the tournament MVP, which is Baxter the Pyromaniac. Holy shit, Pyromancy is broken. I'm telling you guys right now, Pyromancy is broken. They're going to nerf it, and it's not because of my videos or my channel. They're going to nerf it because this shit's broken. 2,944 points just from Pyromancy damage. That's insane. That is fucking nuts. Alright? And then, 1st place goes to the Black Orcs. The Warboss Juggertooth and the Iron Boys with a 3,083 points. They got 1,155 in this game, which was the altar and the remaining guys. Really, it was like 600 points just from the frickin' BSB, 400 points for the altar, and then like whatever was remaining from the frickin' slaughterers. They got 1,155 points. That's crazy. So we're gonna go over what the teams did. Now, the top 2 teams that were favored to be in 2nd and 3rd place ended up actually being in the bottom. So in 6th place goes to the Warhammer All-Stars at 172 points. They just got demolished by Brave Companions and whoever their last... I think the last opponents they played were actually CGL Team 1. In 5th place goes to Devastating Charge. Now here's the part I want you guys to notice is how many point difference all these lists are at, or these armies are at, teams. So they're at 180 points. They had a huge loss against the Brave Companions, but so did everybody else, to be honest with you. In 4th place, by 9 points ahead of Devastating Charge, is CGL Team 1, which they pulled a shit ton of points, but we beat them by 4 fucking points. My 4 fucking points. Not only that, but my brother played a huge game against Brandon Phelps, and then Treemaster Phil pulled out a close win, or a small win, over his Vampire Count player. I was the downfall of our army. I was the downfall. In all honesty, I think we had a better chance. 100% honest with you, I think we had a better chance is during that matchup process when they offered this player, the demon player, Brad. I should have gave him Jesse or Irby, because if Irby would have lost, we know Irby would have lost, and I would have been able to put up a better game against Gene versus this bloodthirster that just ripped apart my whole army. But I thought I could handle it. I thought I could, and I failed miserably, and I let my team down, and we dropped to 3rd place at 193 points. We still won 3rd place. I'm happy as hell. We were all happy about that because we were just not expected to be on the top. And not only was I happy, but the 2nd place was happy, which is Gene Phelps' team, CGL Team A. And then, of course, in 1st place, they rocked in 1st place the whole tournament, was the Brave Companions. So let's go over really quick. As you can see, this is like our closing ceremony. We're all talking about what's going on. Now, there was 3 painting competitions. One was for the best single model painted, and I put Crom up for that model, but Crom didn't win. It actually went to Mr. Chad with his Sphinx. Once bitten himself, beat me in a painting contest with his Sphinx. I forgot what the hell the name of it was. But it's a really nice model. I'm really happy he won this. I'm really proud of him. That was good. But going into best, I think best regimen, best units, I put in Bazooka and the Horde, and Bazooka and the Horde gave it to me. Thank you, Bazooka and the Horde. And not only that, I won the best army too. And I just started taking selfies everywhere. So anyways, Mr. Brandon Phelps, he ended up winning. I believe this is best sportsman. And then here's a picture of my team with me in it. So on the left, that's Tree Master Phil. Next to him is Mr. Irby. Then it's my brother, and then myself. And we got ourselves some third place medals. I don't even think I put my third place medal up on my trophy rack yet. But second place, here's Team CGL. That is Brandon, Walder from Wargaming from the Balcony, Brad, and then Guy. And then in first place is the Brave Companions with Joel Flint, which Joel was an awesome host for myself and my brother. He let us stay at his house. And then Ryan Caps, Mr. Chris Mintz, and then Jake motherfucking Murphy taking the first place with their swords. They have, there was just no way in hell, even if we won first place, that I could take that sword on the freaking plane. Anyways, guys, I don't even know how Jake Murphy took it home. Guys, that's it. I made this video in under 40 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed making them. I don't have any real games that are coming out anytime soon. I'm getting ready for Buckeye battles though. So I've been painting my ass off because I have a couple new units, a couple new things in my army that I've been playing around with on UB, and I'm hoping that it does good things at Buckeyes. There's only one way to tell though, and that's by playing the fucking game at Buckeyes. So Buckeyes is about 2 to 3 weeks away. I'm looking forward to that, and until then, guys, I'm gonna try to get some one-on-one games in at the dojo. But if not, I'm sorry. I'm trying. I got a wedding this weekend, so it'll probably be next weekend, and it'll probably be the following week, whatever. But you guys will see it when it happens. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Besides that, take care. Guys, I'm going to Salamanca, Spain for ETC. If you guys can help out, please help out. Donate to my channel. I have a GoFundMe. I also have a Patreon. Anything you donate from $1 to $5 to $10 or whatever you guys donate, all helps out get me out there, because it is pretty pricey for me to go. But I'm also the captain of Team Mexico, so I have to show face. I have to show up no matter what. But guys, help out if you can. Everything is appreciated. Not only that, but if you sign up on my Patreon, you guys also enter a raffle to win a banner painted by me. So go ahead and sign up on my Patreon. You'll be entered in the raffle. And that's about it. This round MVP, I still have to give it to Baxter and the Pyromaniac, because he was the only one who was consistent doing damage in the freaking fields. I wish it could have been Crom. I really do. I really wish. I wish it could have been Juggertooth. I wish it was the Goblins. Just destroy his freaking general on a flank charge that he would lose his combat res by a ridiculous amount. But none of that happened. Alright, guys. That's it. I'm out of here. Till next time, take care and peace.